Have you made a decision, Councilwoman LeVette Fuller, on whether or not you are running again in the upcoming election?
I'm not running.
You are not running.
Nope.
Why?
You will have a new representative in District B.
Okay, explain your rationale for making that decision.
No,
I have tried really hard to be someone that thinks big about things, that tries to look at policy more than personal relationships, to do what's right for the entire city. I try to be as accessible and transparent as I can. And when I bring up something that seems fairly cogent, I always kind of get looked at like I've got two heads. I've been second guessed. I've had whisper campaigns against me. I've been threatened with a recall. And I have to wonder if it's my ideas or if it's me. And if there is a way that the ideas can actually take place in this community and you remove me from it and we can actually move ahead, then I need to remove myself from that situation.
Well, I'll say this. You and I disagree on a lot of things, probably, politically, but I do respect that I think you do look at what's best for the city.
I
you
live
try
here.
to make decisions.
I live here,
agree.
and I want the best for the city, not just for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my kids, my friends who move away and have kids, and sometimes think about coming back for an aging parent. I have an aging parent here. Mm-hmm. I could probably be anywhere else if it weren't for that. But if I felt like if I was going to be here, then I need to do my part.
You've been called a swing vote, and to me, that's a compliment, because you're not determined on, okay, you're going to just follow the party line. You're not going to just follow what somebody else wants you to do.
Right.
And I appreciate that, and I'm quite frankly disappointed you're not going to be there.
Well, I'm sorry. But
I understand your decision. You have to do what's best for you.
Well, I've got to do what's best for the city. And if we're looking at a repeat of everything, and right now we have people who helped create the districts that had no regard for democracy. They made moves and they used tactics that basically assumed that the people don't have a say. And I can't be a part of that. I've never been more thankful that y'all don't have cameras in here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't even want to ask what you have done. So many good things for the city, and you've tried to be even-minded. I don't want to ask you this now. I didn't realize you were going to get emotional, and I apologize for that. But
I didn't realize it either. I've made my mind up. I feel pretty good about my decision that I've made, that I'm not doing it again. But yeah, this is me making it official.
And I apologize in advance for saying this. You and I have talked about this on the phone, in person, off the record, on the record. There are people in this city that will say about LeVette Fuller, God, I don't even want to say this out loud, you're not black enough. You and I have talked about that, and people aren't going to say that on the radio. People aren't going to say that. You hear it, or you hear the scuttlebutt. That's so sad and disappointing that still is something people talk about.
Well, I think that's what she was saying when she said whisper campaigns against it.
Yes.
Yeah.
My ancestors worked too hard for me to actually have to even entertain that. That's really the truth of it. Is I'm not, and it's not new. I've heard things like that since I was in high school. And the thing that adults are saying it now is juvenile, it's banal, it's beneath this community to think that a person can be black and transparent and have integrity, and that's not seen as black enough.
What do you
So what are we saying about the black community if we can't have educated, broad-minded people leading this city?
Thank you.
And what do you say to the voters who often vote like sheep because of the color of someone's skin or because of their party? And I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats. We have to stop voting like that.
We have to start voting. It's not just the voting. We have to start working as communities, like people who actually want to see our leadership actually work for us. We have to start showing up, not just when it's so obvious and explicit that it's controversial. Remember what I said about the bars. Look at what happened with smoking. When the people show up, either they get their way, or when it's obvious that they're being ignored, that's when they pay attention to start voting differently. And the thing is, right now, we've had this gradual progression toward where we are right now. We're boiling, but we just found out that the water was hot. But the heat got turned on this water probably the first time we let James Green be in office.
You have been critical of some of your colleagues of this administration.
Everyone has.
Have you given thought to the idea of running for mayor? Your name comes up. Have you thought about it, and is that out as well?
I'm not going to play coy and act like I haven't heard it. I'm not an aw shucksy kind of person. I'm a candid person. So I literally had a day last week where I got asked 4 times in one day. Like literally from a person at coffee with to the dang pedicurist to the neighbor across the street. And I think about it, and then I think, what does a campaign look like for LeVette Fuller? It looks like seeing my glamour shot every day. It looks like seeing my mugshot every day. It looks like hearing she's not black enough every day. And it looks like having a council that's going to work against me if I won. What we need right now probably is someone that wants to raise some cane, that wants to be transparent and accessible and do things differently. What we need is something new. But the city has to actually stop being afraid of resisting the status quo. We did so much status quo yesterday. If we want this city to be something different, then we have to do a new thing.
I've got a quick question, and then but I want to read you this off the Shreveport Security Systems message board. I'm sorry that Ms. Fuller won't run for re-election. She was one of the few council persons that had any sense. So, yeah, I'm super conservative. This is another message. But I would seriously consider voting for LeVette for mayor.
LeVette and John may be the 2 most independent voices on the council, and both are now gone.
We need independent thinking. We need people that actually will tell you the process that they went through to come to the decisions that they made and have those things based on facts that you can actually verify instead of people talking about rice in Russia, you know? Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when the people who want, and I'll say this, we tell people my age, and I'm like closer to 50 than 30, to wait our turn. We need you, but then we don't back us up. And we get tired of getting used as a human shield. And then we placate to people that just have name recognition and know Bobby and them down the street, when what we really need to do if we want to save this city is put people in place that are going to have thought-provoking conversations, are going to be accessible and transparent, and are going to not be afraid of moving away from the status quo. Mm-hmm. But if all we want is horse trading, if all we want is people that will make deals, if all we want is people that are going to continue to do what they've been doing for a generation now, we're going to continue to have the same results. But people like me are going to keep stepping out of the way if we feel like we're just fighting on a hill that we're going to die on. We can go do bucket list stuff.
Who does LeVette Fuller vote for mayor?
I might leave it. I don't know. I haven't heard enough from anyone that convinces me that anyone that's in the race right now is going to do the thing that needs to be done.
Is the current mayor the leader our city needs right now?
Would I've said anything that I've just said if he was? We need somebody that will actually take responsibility for their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And lead.
We
need someone to
And we
lead.
need vision. And I haven't heard that of anybody that's in the race right now. But then again, and I'll say this again, yeah, I've thought about it. But then I come back to who's on that council? If I'm on the second floor trying to get stuff done, what does that council look like? Are they going to fight me on everything? Are they all of a sudden going to want to put in all of the guardrails that John Nicholson and LeVette Fuller and Grayson Butcher asked for and they said no to in the last 3.5 years? And all of a sudden they're going to want to put those into place? Are they going to fight me tooth and nail on everything that could actually bring us from the brink?
Let me close with this comment on the Shreveport Security Systems message board. It's a terrible shame when people who want to make progress in our city get so discouraged that they feel they cannot be of service to their community. And that sums it up.
Well, LeVette Fuller, thank you for coming in. Thank you for your service, obviously.
Thank you.
And you won't be a stranger to the radio. We're going to have her back. No doubt about it. And
God, I hope so. I'm here till December.
Yeah.
Especially you keep bringing croissants. Yeah.